So I guess the question is about diversification and how it is that we increase diversification in the school district. What I wanted to do was I wanted to recap what it was that we have already done, where we are, and what it is that we are going to continue to try to do. I am going to just break down some of the simple objectives that we have met, and that is that this board, in particular, has made making diversity a priority and a board goal. So how did we do that? We actually set it down on paper, we've communicated that to the superintendent and to administration, and that has been the case for the last, I don't know, almost 2.5, 3 years. We've provided clear direction, we've provided unwavering messages that this is a priority for this district and for this board. And I'm going to tell you right now, it has absolutely been nothing less than well received by our superintendent and his staff. So what else did we do in terms of trying to address diversification? Well, we educated ourselves, and we also tried to institute structural change by changing policy, which is what the board's main role is. So what policy did we institute, and how was it that we made these changes? October 18th of 2018, we revised 9240. 9240 is the hiring policy that provides guidance to the school district. So what does that mean to the residents of Brentwood? And that basically says that we added some steps into the hiring policy that we believe would affect would address some of the equity issues that are being discussed by the community. We added, a second layer to the hiring process that, puts more equity in the process, and also allows for more input from the superintendent and his cabinet. We also did something that was pretty unique, and this was, done through the assistance of council. Both labor and general counsel helped through this process. Page 3 of 9240, there's a line under hiring that reads the following. I think it's actually the last sentence. It says, the selection process shall include a preference for, selection of employees. Selection of employees is made pursuant to the district's standard screening process, interview process, reference check process, collective bargaining agreements, civil service laws, and other legal requirements. The selection process shall include a preference for district residents where candidates' skills, experience, and criteria used in the selection process are equivalent. What does that mean? That means that we are not going to diminish our value system. We need qualified candidates under all circumstances. It's not something that would have been compromised. This is set in stone. We want the best of the best. And everybody agrees on that, and so does the superintendent and his administrators. But what we're saying is there's a reality, and that is that, look, when we have qualified candidates, equally qualified candidates, and one is a resident, we are going to include a preference for district residents where candidate skills, experience, criteria used in the selection process are equivalent. Why? Because there's an intrinsic value to having your teachers, your principals, your administration, your custodial staff, your security, live in the district where they work. And why do I know that? Because we share stories about how it is that we ran into the teacher at the supermarket, and oh my God, you're afraid that she's going to spill the beans to your mom or your dad, and it's taking, what you just did at school. But you're also looking up to that person as a role model. No doubt that there is an intrinsic value, and what we try to do, we try to recognize that. So what does that do? That empowers the adults, the people in this district who want to become teachers, who want to become employees of the district, to get there. So that's a fundamental change that we instituted in this board, and I'm very proud of it, because we worked hand in hand with the superintendent to create this policy. So what else did we do? We also instituted fundamental change, and that is that we have an agreement through discussion with the superintendent that all vacancies are now going to be posted individually versus having the postings or having the interviews based on a very blanket posting that always existed on our website, where it's the help wanted for all positions. So what does that do? That allows for people who are interested in certain subject areas to know that there is a social studies teacher position, there's a science teacher position available. So we are opening up the process to attract more applicants. We are also posting internally and externally, but still acknowledging the fact that certain positions are encumbered by a contractual obligation through the teachers' union contract. Some of these things that we are discussing, some of these coaching positions, we'll put the posting out, and maybe it'll go internally and externally, but we are required, and I actually believe that there is an importance to looking at our internal candidates first. So we are not going to do anything that's going to challenge the contractual obligation that we have, because personally I believe that there is some value to that. What else? So the positions that we're talking about are all positions. You know, I know that we've heard, you know, over and over and over about how it is that some people thought that the hiring of, you know, permanent substitutes, how it is that the hiring of leave replacement applicants was a little messy and maybe unfair. So all of those positions are included in this approach. And I think that you've already seen these postings on our website. You know, and it's only going to be more and more obvious. What else did we do? You know, for as long as I was on the board, we didn't hold our own school district job fairs. And I think that, you know, within the school district here, and that's an effort to attract a diverse pool of applicants. Again, that was something that was, I believe, spearheaded by the superintendent. We are making connections to colleges and universities to build partnerships that would assist with meeting this goal of increasing diversity. What does that mean? That means that our superintendent and our administrators are making connections to the CUNY and SUNY school systems to let them know that this is a goal and that we want to build a pipeline between those institutions and this school district. What did we do? Tonight we hired a diversity, equity, and compliance consultant, right? You know, I don't know if you understand, I think, you know, the importance of that piece. Because it's not to challenge what it is that superintendent and his administration are doing. It's not to do anything other than finding a way to look at the system through different eyes, see where the deficits are, and help with anything that we can do to improve our efforts to meet this goal. So we're not going to challenge the superintendent. We're going to do everything that we can to assist him in meeting our goals, which is what we should be doing. And to anybody who knows Ms. Green, phenomenal person. She is a member of our community. She is a former administrator within the school district. She is well respected. She is a current member of our Academic Excellence Committee group and our policy group. She is engaged and she is committed to doing this in a way that's not going to compromise the values that I set forth, and that we want qualified candidates above and beyond everything else. So what's the conclusion here, as far as I'm concerned? The conclusion that I have is based on a report from New York State that was released in December. Department of Education released a report that was analyzing diversification throughout New York State. It's a 210-page document. Basically, the document says that yes, we recognize that this is a problem throughout the entire state. This is not an issue for Brentwood alone. And with that being said, I want to be the leader in the state in terms of how it is that a school accomplishes this goal, this task of diversification. I believe that we have the will, I believe that we have the intellect, and I believe that we have the people to do this. And we are going to get this done. So what I'm saying is that we are trying to do everything that we can. Some of these things you just can't do overnight. They require, when you are trying to make these changes, they require time and they require a tremendous amount of effort. And we have made those efforts, and I want to thank Superintendent Lochner for his partnership in all of this throughout the last couple of years. I know that